Good morning, folks. It is your favorite day of the week. That is the day you're listening to this podcast right here. Dre and Taylor, GGWP, Girls Gone Wild. Geeks, Games, or whatever podcast.
Put your shirt down, Sadre.
This is how we do it. It's when you take the greatest minds and geekdom and just bring them together and have them in one place to talk about what's real in life. And that's what we want to talk about. That's what
Yes.
you want to hear, what we want to hear. So that's what we're talking about.
As right here, recording on a very lazy Sunday, daylight savings or saving. People say different ways. Just hanging out.
Daylight savings needs to get. They need to get. It needs to.
Well, if you're a farmer, then it's all about that for you. You need that.
Have you ever seen that God Made a Farmer commercial?
God made a farmer.
God Made a Farmer. Google God Made a Farmer. There's like this 2-minute commercial about God Made a Farmer.
So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm not telling you right now about it.
It aired on the Super Bowl. It's the worst commercial, and it is the worst commercial I've ever seen. God,
it's like the Super Bowl commercials. I think it used to be like $1 million for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
that's $4 million for 2 minutes.
I know. I've heard that if you had a 15-minute spot in the Super Bowl, it's like $500,000.
Jeez.
So imagine, but
does that work though? I've always wondered, do commercials work? Like, I've seen commercials, I'm like, whatever, skip it, whatever.
I imagine they do, but here's the thing. You gotta imagine that the most viewed event in America is the Super Bowl. Like, television-wise, most viewed event.
Yeah.
So you get that 20-second spot. Generally speaking, it helps promote your product. But, you get 350 million eyes.
Yeah.
Possibly. What they're saying is, we're going to talk technical. The research is like if you like Coke, you like Coke. So that spot is just like another reason to reinforce you liking Coke. But if you don't like Coke and you watch a commercial, they say you're not gonna all of a sudden, hey, I'm gonna go buy a Coke.
It's not a game changer.
Yeah, it's not a game changer. It's to keep those interested. But you got to do something big to really like grab interest. Like there was that one, the GoDaddy did what is now known as a controversial commercial where they had that.
They're always the same thing. It's always some girl getting naked or some girl kissing a big fat guy.
And that's what really like drives eyes. It's like, whoa, and something that keeps people talking the next day.
And they always say, go to GoDaddy.com to see the better commercial. It's nothing. It's
Yeah.
just her in a bra.
But
Very disappointing.
So there's that. But they're really smart with their campaign, or not only do they shock and awe you, but their commercial pretty much lives beyond what it was supposed to, which is that spot. It actually lives because it's in the news the next day, like, controversial commercial, so everyone's talking about it. So now everyone's going to GoDaddy.com to see the real commercial and just to see what's up. So they're smart with their advertising.
Okay, but when does it become controversial to that again? It's gonna be that again. It's another that again commercial, whatever. I've seen it where just like last year, it's some girl in bikini. Like last year, this happens. I'm gonna quit going. I'm every time I go to GoDaddy, I get I'm let down. And I'm go there for some TNA. I see some.
I'm not saying that's the whole point, though. They're really good at you. It is that again, but you're still curious enough to go check. So they actually get your eyes to go from the commercial to the computer to see what's up.
Then what about like things like so.
They're marketing geniuses, all I'm saying.
Okay, so we are in the geek game culture and phenomenon. So we are predicated on gaming with fast food near us. Go out for games, snacks, whatever. Doritos, Jack in the Box,
Speak
anything.
for yourself. I do
pizza.
not eat that crap when I game.
Well, I know what I'm saying though. I say guys. Okay, so when a group of guys get together, a LAN party. If people have a LAN party. They get snacks. They have, you drinking Nas or Rockstar or Balls. Balls is an awesome drink. Not that, have you had it before?
If you like balls in your mouth, man, I'm not, no judgment.
I'm not judging at all, but Balls is good. And, it's
I got balls if you want at home, I think. No,
BAWLS is the drink. It's really actually pretty good. It's during, I think during QuakeCon, they had a lot of those going on. A lot of big cases, people bring cases of that stuff and drink. Anyway, but I was saying, what was I saying? You have no point. No,
I mentioned balls, and all of a sudden you're like, "God damn!"
My mind's went
some balls, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's really funny. Okay, so I found
out I was going.
Okay, did you? I was going to distract you while you were finding out.
I got it. But seeing that, again, me and my friends, my friends at least, we'll get together. We'll buy shit. We'll buy shit food. Okay. You said you don't eat that stuff, so okay. So certain, I'll go stereotype. The gamer, the, pizza, like I said, chips, sodas, whatever. You may think that, but
I
okay,
can't even
so
imagine you eating that, to be honest.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm way too healthy right
you
now.
seem like you eat healthier than I do, and I just try to damn, that shit is
I eat rabbit food and horse food.
Nasty, man.
Okay, but when we're younger, when you're younger, okay,
Right,
so when you're younger, you're a teenager, metabolism is all super high. You're like, I don't give a fuck what I can eat. It'll be gone in 2 hours. Those were awesome days. I feel I look back at those. But okay, so
now I'm calorie
you're watching the commercial. You say, okay, well, there's Jack in the Box, there's Doritos, there's Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's Code Red. It was a big World of Warcraft thing for a long time, and I think it still is. And Mountain Dew in general, Halo, was a big thing. Xbox and so forth. So, are these commercials supposed to retell you, yeah, you're liking this product more, or do they want to grab you and say, come eat this?
So, from what I understand about commercials, which is very little because I'm not a marketing major, but I understand that it's not, like I said, not a game changer. You're not gonna go out and see a commercial for Geico Insurance and drop your insurance and order Geico unless it hits you big. Call Geico right now and we will give you your first year of insurance free. Then it's a game changer. It's just to kind of remind you, cause you buy Coke, you keep buying Coke, and over a while, you don't see a Coke commercial for a year. Your interest in Coke slowly but surely dying, and one day you pick up a Pepsi.
No, but what? Okay, that's weird thinking because that's you being in your house, no products at all, never leaving. Because when you leave, you see. You go to the store, you buy stuff.
Yeah, but think of it that way. So you haven't seen a Coke commercial in a few years. You go to the store, you see Pepsi's on sale, you want to buy a Pepsi. But when you see a commercial for Coke, your interest is not brought back up, but it reminds you. So when you go to the store, you think of that. You're having that little jingle in your head, da 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 da. I love Coke. Da, 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 da. The new commercial.
That's where you and I differ there. Gamer food, and as well as this goes, I don't think that's not me.
Some people are like, I'm just mad about that. They call it Mellow Yellow, and they think about commercial that song was on. And
Mellow Yellow isn't even available anymore. Thanks a lot, Audrey, for bringing up an old commercial.
Well,
Mellow Yellow is also
that
back
meow,
east.
Meow, 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 that commercial, that jingle. So you're in that line, and you had that tune in your head. So you're like, oh yeah, there's that product.
The kitty there, yeah.
It reminds you that product. And
or Meow Mix.
Generally speaking, people buy name brand products because they remember it, and they versus
people also think the name brand means quality, the best quality in general.
So that's been damn, we're way off. Let's just jot this now.
Are you sure? No, it's still interesting.
No. Okay, so people equate quality with name brand. So you see something like those Apple versus PC commercials. That commercial is trying to convince you that Apples are better than PCs.
We can also equate this to, if you want to stick it on what we do here, you're talking about AAA games, disc-based, to arcade games that are just made and put on the market, either PSN or Xbox Live for $15-$20.
Yeah.
You're saying though these arcade games are cheaper than.
It's a game you brought up last week that just came out was Dead Nation. I had never heard anything about Dead Nation. Mm-hmm. But we had our first time Dead Nation 1 was when that PSN got hacked, and I got it for free.
Yeah,
that game is a tight game.
You said
it is basically like Contra, like an over top Contra with zombies, right? And it's kind of dark. It was actually a really fun shooter game, but I had never heard anything about it, and I would have never ever had any interest of picking it up unless someone had recommended it to me, or if I had seen a commercial for it with those popping ads like 9 out of 10, da, 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 da.
Yeah,
everyone loves this game. I'd be like, huh. Let me go. I had that game. Let me go try a demo now.
There aren't many games that have commercials, unless there's Cartoon Network has some. But they're mostly for Cartoon Network games, like Adventure Time, regular shows, like that. Halo, Gears of War. I'm sure some PlayStation games have commercials, but you don't see a lot of game commercials. So, what's your gaming source for finding news would be podcasts like this, but also websites and magazines,
for me, a lot of times when I'm I get really bored at times, right? I'm tired of my games, and I need something new. And I'll go look online, and I'll see slickdeals.net. When I bought Dead Space 1, the game cost $15. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I've heard this game was okay.
I still don't beat that game. It's fucking asteroids. I don't pass that part.
I remember I think I told you that was because it's anyway, before I go down that path, it cost $15. So I was like, whatever. I have nothing. I have $15 lying around. I had nothing to do, so I bought this game. I did not know I was going to like the game as much as I did. I had never heard anything about it, other than
That's weird because Dead Space was a very popular, well talked about game.
And I must have been in like a freaking cave or something. So when I bought it, I was like, damn, this is a great game, $15. Now I'm advertising to my friends like, this is a great $15 game.
The word of mouth is always more popular.
Yeah, I mean, and
influential.
I had other people that picked it up because it was so cheap. Like, dude, this is the best game I've ever played, and it's only $15. And then go pick it up, and it's a great game. I bought part 2. Also, I've never even played that one yet. I still haven't gotten around. I never beat the first one because it got to a part where I couldn't pass without getting frustrated. But
that falls into the subject my category of paid but never played category.
Yeah, I mean, I
paid for it but never played it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fun and games. There's not a lot of commercials. I mean, I guess they have the gaming mag. It's really strange. You'd think there'd be more commercials. There was a commercial for Final Fantasy 13 when it first came out, and like all those Halo games had commercials, like the big ones, like the Battlefield 4 and the Halos or Call of Duties.
Yeah.
But then like the games that are just like DLC, you won't hear anything about, and I don't know. It's kind of strange. They have to advertise it to you like some clever way, like
through the media that you would read or like, look at.
Like if you buy a game, like people who bought this game also like, and then you have to kind of connect it that way, or like because there's no more X-Play anymore, and like G4 is falling off the map, so
there's no more G4 at all.
Yeah,
and it's all copy runs now.
Yeah, so all that is like gone. So gaming's dead. I never realized gaming took a big hit until now. And that's what you learn here, GGWP. Let's get into that one more thing I want to make at Dead Space. That asteroid part was so frustrating because there's only like. So, would you know the first one or the second one? There's 2.
There's one. Oh, I'm on the first one then, I guess.
Yeah,
but fucking
you have to do that again.
That's some bullshit. Because essentially, you're sitting in a chair with 4. There's asteroids coming towards you. Shoot the asteroids.
Right.
And your reticle and your controls aren't always that fluid when trying to move around.
And there's another part to this. Like, this is the only time you've ever had to do this. You've been playing like this game for like 8 hours. All of a sudden, they had
it's a third person over the shoulder, game, and all of a sudden, here. Have some fucking asteroid games.
And it's so hard, and to top it off, your character, because it's over the shoulder, he takes up like 2/3 of the screen. So you have like this 1/3 of the screen to shoot these damn asteroids, and the controls are nothing like you actually have to get into these controls because it's just like, hey, now you're playing this game. We want you to play this completely different game, which is nothing like the game you've been playing.
Yeah,
and you have to do this. So I did that. That shit is hard. That shit comes back up, alright? So, just so you know, if you've only played the first one, it happens again. I hate to spoil it for you.
In part 2 or twice in the same game?
Twice in the same game. And it's not like soon.
It's later on?
So you're going to forget the controls, and you're like, oh shit, this again?
Yeah, I don't like those surprise,
I remember that was, that one part was so frustrating because it was nothing like the rest of the fucking... Dead Space is actually a great game. It actually... to go on a long tangent about Dead Space, but it was like what Resident Evil used to be. Which is like a scary, nonsensical, scary game. Like,
was any Resident Evil ever scary to you?
Yeah, the very first couple Resident Evils were actually scary, and then
the only part that scared me that me and my friends jumped was those fucking dogs coming out
jumping the window.
Walking down the pathway. Jill Valentine, I believe you play the first one. Yeah, and they say walking the pathway, all of a sudden, two dogs, jump in,
and then in that same hallway, because this was the mansion. You go through the door. What I liked about that game is because it was around the time they were experimenting with mixing real people with games. So when they ran to the house, it showed real people. Mm-hmm. And then like when you open the door, try to go back out, it showed like a dog stick his head in.
Yeah.
Like, oh crap! And you close it, and it was like looking real. Then it goes back to like the crappy graphics at the time.
Yeah.
And then you walk down that hallway, and it's dark, no music. All of a sudden, you walk down, like these dogs jump in through the window, and you gotta fight them off. And then around this hallway, you find this key, and there's a zombie lying there. But you can, if you shoot him, nothing happens. You can walk over his body. But then you walk back, it grabs your leg, and then you get to stomp him to dead. But that scared the hell out of me too. And then there was at some point where later on in the game, like you're in this room looking through this like diary, and a zombie bursts out of the closet.
Really?
It pushes the door, like the closet door. My sister screamed. It scared the hell out of me. That was the original scary Resident Evil. I remember the spiders had fell from the roof.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see them. Like all of a sudden, whoosh, giant tarantula.
The last time that a Resident Evil game scared me was Resident Evil 4. And that was I want to say it's right after the lake part. After you by the alligator, you arrive on the shore of the lake, or you arrive at the shore, and then it's that like that dun, 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 music going in the background, and you're running around trying to shoot and trying to find your way around, and like there's zombies everywhere, 360. So I'm walking, and like there's shit behind me here. I'm like, oh fuck, like that. I'm like, I was like, I had a big old smile on my face, like I was kind of giddy. I was like, come on, man, go. And I was like, I had a fucking shotgun ammo, so I was running trying to find a shotgun ammo. Use my handgun. I'm like, jeez, I need to get. I didn't die, but I was like, that was legitimate. I was like, that was a fun part. That was a exciting, fun part. That
yeah, I mean this part's about where the thrillerness of it. It's like shit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
and you're like to struggle like.
And even though you're the gamer, you actually the game. That's the part. That's what I like to feel when you like. People say, "Oh yeah, you take on the role of that part." I felt like I was Leon.
Yeah,
Candy. I thought I was that person. I was antsy. I was afraid, and I was laying in my bed playing the game, but I was afraid.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to hurt myself. That is what I think the feeling of you could say a good game is when you're so immersed into that game where you feel what they feel virtually.
Yeah,
you know?
no, Resident Evil used to be a great game. I don't know, it's been falling by the wayside since I think there's like a million Resident Evils, but part 5 is when it started going downhill. I mean, it's still an enjoyable game, but that survival / terror game that used to be it's gone.
Survival horror, yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Because in Resident Evil 6, it was broken up into 3 parts.
4.
Okay, it's 4 parts.
Ada Wong is now available for free.
Yeah. There's only one part. There's 4 campaigns. Only Leon's campaign reminded me of what Resident Evil used to be, which was a survival horror. Where, like, you're kind of creeping around, but you're kind of like wary about running into that room because you know shit might happen. So you're kind of like you go in and you take it slow. You're like clear. Like me and my friend were sitting there because we were both playing, and I go, okay, everything's clear to the left. He's like, and he's looking clear and right. So then we're really playing like this game like we're like taking it slow.
You're very tactical.
And then we kept fucking dying. That game was hard.
I beat 2 campaigns. I need to beat Ada and the other person. I've had the other guy I didn't do yet.
Yes, there's Chris. There's Ada. There's
not Leon.
Chris, Ada, Leon, and then there's
I think I did Chris and Leon.
There's the other guy, the Wesker kid.
Oh, his son.
Yeah.
I'm done his or
his Ada's. Mission is hard, right? There's very often times where you don't have any weapons.
Oh, really? Oh, great.
But he's actually pretty cool. He's actually my favorite character. You run around with your fist and but it's a fun
very
game,
Wesker-esque fighting. Yeah. Where it's all about your body.
Interesting. The storyline to that's kind of falling off. Like, there's some point, like, what was their original plan? Once they destroyed the rest of the world, then what? They're gonna rebuild it? I don't know. It's a good game, though. I enjoyed that one more than 5. 5 was really strange to me.
Because it was racist?
Yeah, that too, but...
I was joking.
It was so, like, how...
You can't... Okay, that bothered me, the whole, like, that's racist. You can't set anything, any country... without somebody saying that's racist. Well, okay, you wanted to branch out and say, oh, I want you to do things here, I want you to do things there. Okay, well, are you gonna go to a country that is of a certain population and put white people there? That'd be more racist than having people of there.
Whatever. Racism aside, what really bugged me about that game was during the daytime. How are you gonna have a Resident Evil during the day?
Zombies never sleep.
You lose that whole like scary vibe, at least in like a cloudy, foggy area. Then you can't get that horror vibe. I don't know. It lost me. Plus, that was the first time you had a partner. If you play that game with the computer,
yes, she would always get in my way. I'd always shoot her, and she'd always be trying to hand me ammo when I'm like, I'm done, I'm good, I'm best. Let me shoot.
It's the most frustrating thing. It's like, leave me alone.
She would be like,
you have to play the game with a second player, like otherwise it's just frustrating.
There was a weird Velcro to your arm where she had to be next to you all the time, where she had to be attached to you. Yeah. What the hell?
Oh man.
So let's go ahead and get into our normal show here, and it's our question of the week.
That was the show, Taylor.
That was shit.
Question of the week. So I've been thinking about this. So there's many superheroes, many video games characters, and many movie characters. And they all have their storylines, and some have powers and what's not. Who do you think? This is a 2-part question. Who do you think has has it the worst. Just like if you had to be any character, like I would not want to be that character because
The way as far as powers or
not
environment,
just powers
or
in this case, but just in general, like their past history, the way people treat them, way people look at them. Like, okay, so to me, the person who has it the worst out of most comic book characters are, in general, but just you don't have to pick comic book, but just anything. But comic book wise, person who has it the worst is Wolverine.
really?
For many reasons, like Wolverine has basically, for lack of a better word, he's almost immortal, right? Which means everyone he loves and falls in love with is gonna die around him eventually. He's gonna outlive them. He'll outlive his friend. He sees your babies grow up. He'll see them die, and he's just like slowly getting old. To top it off, he's had so many people around him murdered. He's been experimented on. He has a very foggy past, and if anyone had it the worst, Wolverine probably has it the worst in all of them, being immortal, like, watching people around him die, and going through what he's gone through.
Okay, so you wouldn't be like you would set aside the, that happens, and as maybe a stronger person, a stronger character, and I'm still badass. I got these awesome claws. I can really never get hurt. I have the ability to travel the world and do whatever. And
There's that, but like like they say, most people on their deathbeds, what they remember the most is the relationships they build. Well, you build a relationship with somebody and they're gonna die. You say, okay, find somebody new to relationship with, and they die. And that gets old after a while. I figure at some point you just like, damn, I want to kill myself. You put a gun to your head, you pull the trigger, and you realize you can't die.
And you get healed
you got
up.
this adamantium skull, and you're stuck living this life forever. And everyone around you is going to constantly die, and everyone around you is going to be persecuting you. I just don't think Wolverine has it. It's surprising he hasn't gone insane yet. Pretty mellow.
The only person I know that he's had some love interests in comics, in this show, on the movies, but the one continuity as far as love would be Jean Grey. And when Jean Grey,
and there's that too.
When Jean Grey went off Phoenix and took off, and if you even go as far as movies in X-Men 3 Last Stand, when he fucking knifed her in the stomach,
there's that too.
Yeah, he was sad, but shit would happen. Shit went on.
Even the love of his life in the original comics, Jean Grey is never gonna fall in love with Wolverine. It just happens. She's already taken, and he's fallen in love with this girl that will never be his. And even in the Age of Apocalypse, when they're actually together, she dies at some point. Well, if you want to get technical, she doesn't die. But anyway, in the original storyline, she dies. So it's just tragedy just follows Wolverine around. It's like a cloud just over his head. Just don't make friends because they're gonna die of old age before you do, or they're gonna get murdered or some shit.
On that same note, I was thinking, because I just watched Wolverine X-Men. We were talking about this a couple episodes ago, and I thought Toad was redhead stepchild. But going on based off what you said, I could piggyback on that and say I would think Rogue would have the same feelings. She can't touch anybody. She can't kiss anybody. She can envelop emotion, but she can just look at. She can look. That's all she can do. There's no. I mean,
they say physical contact's needed for a human to, otherwise
anything. She is. She can't be physical with anybody. She can't. She can love them all she wants, but I mean, she would grow up to be a bitter, shitty old woman who can't.
Who's never touched a human in like 10 years.
Yeah,
or shouldn't touch.
She's the oldest virgin in the world. She's it. Not for the. She's not ugly. Well, at least she's drawn that not ugly. She could grow up to be all nasty and stuff, and the powers of Miss Marvel, and she can't even get a little something.
Okay, well, she doesn't actually have Miss Marvel's power anymore, but yeah, she still can't really touch. She has to wear a permanent condom, basically.
She has to wear a bodysuit everywhere to do anything.
Yeah, I can see that. But when it comes to, the runner-up to that question was Spider-Man. I mean, he has it bad too. Pretty much a high school student, college, depending on how you want to make it, and just basically an everyday kid who doesn't have to, but he chooses to do his stuff, and it always ends up blowing up in his face at some point in time. I mean, his girlfriends die, his parents already dead, so his Uncle Ben dies, and eventually his I can't think of her name, Aunt May dies. Here you go.
Aunt May.
So yeah, Spider-Man has it bad, but I still think Wolverine has it worse.
Just, I guess, yeah. He's the. I guess that's why he's always been the lone wolf type of guy. Like, I'll do it alone, be on my own, because
Who's Spider-Man or?
No, Wolverine, because
Yeah.
excuse me, he has to learn that in the future it's going to be him by himself. So
Yeah, exactly.
he has to start shutting everybody out now. Like, he's kind of like, okay, he's kind of like, I don't want to cross things here, but Batman and the Justice League, where he's alone. He's like, if you need me, call me. But if not,
Exactly,
just leave me alone. I'll be myself, do my own thing. If you need me, call me. I'll come help you. But other than that, fuck off.
It's exactly. That's a good point. I think Batman would have it kind of bad too, but I don't know. Batman has it. I don't want to say,
Batman makes it bad for himself.
Yeah, makes it bad for himself. Exactly. I mean, technically, he's a privileged kid, so but it's still bad. I mean, anyone losing their parents would kind of go insane.
And anyone losing their son recently, with Damian Wayne dying, and his numerous sidekicks have come and gone.
Yeah,
have done their own thing and left.
And that's almost
the only person still there is Alfred.
Yeah, so
and the Joker.
Yeah, it's bad for him, but I don't know. I still think Wolverine tops them all. I mean, Superman kind of, but he eventually becomes God. And
but okay, going off the Batman thing. Do you feel, or maybe just me, that the Joker is part of, would be considered a
creation by Batman?
No, not by Batman per se, but I'm talking about family. He is Batman's family. He's always there. He's the one that gives him the most shit. Like not family like blood family,
but so I'm gonna say so no Batman, no Joker kind of thing.
That'd be a thing. There wouldn't be a need for either one. One one perpetuates the other as far as the need, the feed, and the go. Whenever Joker comes back, his main target's Batman.
Yeah, and
Batman spends the most time, is the most interested in Joker and doing what he does. He has the most methodical plots. He not only in the latest, the story that passed a couple months ago was Death in the Family. Or Death of a Family, I believe it was called. But the Joker involved all the Robins. Batwoman or Oracle, I believe she's still in a wheelchair. Alfred, him. He involved everybody. He was that. He's that yin and yang. Like it has to be there.
I think the Joker makes that happen. This is just my thoughts. I mean, I'm not a Batman expert, but I think the Joker loves the challenge. Whereas Batman's only trying to stop the Joker. So I think if Batman didn't exist, the Joker would still be the Joker, just probably like an underground boss.
Yeah,
like kind of like just like a drug lord kind of thing. He wouldn't care. But since there's a Batman, he has to raise himself up to that level.
Yeah.
So he tries hard to raise himself up. Whereas Batman, he's only there to stop the Joker because the Joker is trying to raise himself up to the level. Like if the Joker didn't exist, Batman would still be around doing what Batman does. But
I don't think Batman would have a nemesis other than maybe Ra's al Ghul, who is on the level of this guy is powerful or really dangerous and really makes me push my own limits.
Yeah, and I think the Joker gets a kick out of that. Like I think the Batman, to me, is going to be the Batman regardless if there was a Joker. But since the Joker is raises his game, Batman has to raise his game.
Yeah.
But that's only because the Joker exists. If the Joker didn't exist, Batman would still be Batman. Not to that level of what he's gone through, but he would still be there. Whereas if the Batman didn't exist, the Joker wouldn't have a challenge. If Batman didn't exist, the Joker would probably move to Metropolis and try to figure out how he can torture Superman.
There were many times in the Batman animated series, one of the best Batman cartoons or series out there, or was out there, has been out there, was when there's this parts in the Joker episodes where he's just sitting around bored.
Yeah, exactly.
He's sitting there playing with his cars, and Harley Quinn's playing with their dogs, the two Lava-Hyenas, and he's just, I'm so bored. Like, he's bored, he needs something to do.
Yeah.
So he goes and fucks with Batman.
That's how, I'm not kind of compare myself to the Joker. I get good at some games because other people are playing them. Okay. I don't even like StarCraft that much, but since everyone was playing at the time, like, dude, I'm good. It's gonna be me and you.
Yeah.
So I raise up myself to that level, so I can challenge them, so like they can raise their games, only so I can beat them. Mm-hmm. And when I get bored of that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play Smash for this now and raise myself up to that level. So that's what I think the Joker's like. It's like, damn, I just need something to do. I'm bored as hell sitting around playing by myself.
I'm psychotic, but I need goals. I have goals. I'm a
I need
goal-oriented
challenge.
person.
And then once I get that challenge, and so now you're gonna have to beat me because I didn't play this game, and now I'm better than you. So now you need to raise your level up. So that's what I think the Joker's like.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like
And never evolving supervillain. Excuse me.
He's just bored and manic. Like I need something to do. And So that's how I feel about the Joker. But if there was no Batman, the Joker wouldn't be as crazy as it was. But if there was no Joker, the Batman would still be there. I think his life would be easier.
I don't think his game would be as high.
Yeah, life would be so much easier. He was like, I just go beat up these thugs every now and then, and these thugs quit. Like you go beat up a thug enough, he's like, you know what? I've changed my life. And he goes back to his ways. Joker's like, nah, forget that. He beat me last time. Now I got something better planned. I got something better this time. Oh, he's not gonna get this one. Yeah, so. Yeah.
Now, you said you had a part 2 to your question.
It's like, who has the worst power?
The worst power?
Just if you had the worst power, like, damn, your power sucks.
The worst power.
I mean, some people have really cool power. Like being in control of magnetism is like awesome, but I can think of one, Squirrel Girl. I really think she just has the stupidest, worst power of them all.
And what's her power? I'm familiar with the Squirrel Girl.
Basically, the ability to control squirrels.
Okay.
Because your power would only work in certain areas. You couldn't.
Okay, then I would go Aquaman or Namor.
Hey man, Namor and Aquaman. To me, their powers are
significant to the ocean. Unless they're hanging out in the aquarium or at SeaWorld, then they have people on their side.
You gotta look at it. See, I'm almost there with you, but they're Atlanteans, both in their respective universe. They don't have to come up to Earth.
And I know, okay, but their power is, I talk to fish. I can be underwater. I talk to fish. Okay.
I don't know. So their power works. If it's like, to me, their power works well in their situation. If you're a football player, your football skills work for football, but you're not gonna go play baseball because your skills don't apply there. But you're not gonna go do it because you're like, why would I waste my time?
So the only time I've seen, Aquaman. I'm going back to the Justice League Flashpoint movie where Aquaman and Wonder Woman are fighting. You see the movie, right? Flashpoint. You see the movie?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, really good fucking movie. So, excuse me. I almost want anything for you, but it ends up being Aquaman and the Atlanteans and the Amazonians are fighting each other. They're clashing, and they've taken over like countries, like Europe and U.S. Like U.S. is like I believe is Atlanteans, and Europe is like Amazonians, and they're both on on land, but the Aquaman has his Atlanteans, I guess people, on the there was people on the thing, but all that to me is just some powerful guy like that. Where is his aqua powers then? Like there's
that case that
I mean, the only thing that would work was that in the middle of the U.S. and Europe is a big body of water, and that would be to Aquaman's advantage. But then what?
I guess I just think that let's do that Squirrel Girl, because you couldn't if there weren't squirrels around. You'd have to pretty much carry cages of squirrels everywhere you went to make your power useful. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like squirrels. I'm just saying you couldn't be a superhero unless there were squirrels around.
I'm sure you could. You have to hone your own personal skill, not just being a squirrel talker.
Right.
So you want to hear my question of the week? I brought one too.
Let's go.
Okay,
you want to say it next week?
No.
Let's go.
No. Well, give me what. Mine's pretty simple. It's nothing. I was looking back on. I was reading some comics and there was some TV shows, and I'm like, superheroes have sidekicks, aren't always human. They have pet sidekicks. my favorite cartoons we talked about in the past was Freakazoid, and Freakazoid had Foamy, which is a rabid dog he found and called him Foamy, and he always attacked Freakazoid, and he always rabid dog and foam in his mouth and shit. And I was like, what would you feel would be the best sidekick if you were a superhero, no matter disregarding whatever power and whatever, but what animal sidekick would you like to have on with you? Like,
I would want a gorilla.
A gorilla?
It's just a big badass, just
Like Magilla gorilla?
yeah, like McGilla Gorilla. Get him and just run through. It'd be like my equivalent to having like a Hulk as a sidekick, just a big ass
A gorilla.
something big or like a. See, I would need something who can climb, like who could basically do what I could do, almost like climb up wall trees.
So you want to hang out on his back with his climb up there and just climb?
Yeah, I guess so. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it'd be like having Beast around. He can hang upside down. He can kind of carry me. See, I was thinking like a rhino because he it's destructive, but he couldn't like pick stuff up. And
Would you? It was just to be. What kind of communication would you have with him? Would you do sign language, or would you try to create something that modulates so you talk to him, like talk to him?
I just want to talk to like, hey, gorilla, go, and like I hope he understands.
Gorilla,
right?
oh, you hope. See, I'm saying that the hope he understands. Like you can't sit and guess. Like maybe he'll understand this, maybe he won't. But how are you gonna? How are you gonna?
Gorillas have been smooth to be pretty smart and get like basic commands. I mean,
Okay, I got that part. So in battle, you're fighting him, and if you go by comics, people are always talking to him in battles. They're fighting. Let's have a conversation, a fucking full blown conversation, dialogue, inner monologues, and everything going on while I'm getting kicked in the face. So you're fine. You're beating some ass, and then you say, "Gorilla, go!" And he's like, "I can't hear you. I'm knee deep in fucking thug ass."
Funny the apes when the ape saw the other person attack the human. He just he realized he was in trouble. I'm hoping my gorilla would do the same thing. Like, oh crap, he's in trouble. I want a gorilla. Or you can have like the Runaways and have a pet, like what is that, Velociraptor?
A pet Velociraptor. Okay, so we're going really fantasy now. We're going
No.
Velociraptor.
That's funny. Have you never read Young Runaways?
I'm more the Runaways. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she is a pet Velociraptor, or I think trying to say a baby something, but
A dinosaur.
yeah, a dinosaur. I think I'd want a gorilla. Yeah, I'm going with gorilla. Final answer.
I always thought, not because of the movie, but I thought some kind of crow or like raven or something, like and maybe not like a falcon or anything, but maybe just some bird. And the only thing that I would look for the crow, not the movie. The movie's really cool, awesome movie, but a crow that when you walk outside your house, what do you see everywhere? Crows fucking everywhere, always. And they're always kind of menacing looking. And if you ever seen the movie The Birds, the original Hitchcock movie, fucking freaky as fuck, and all the birds everywhere.
I think they're remaking that film, actually.
We'll talk about that when it comes out. But if you had a crow, and the crow understood you, the crow could communicate with other crows, and you'd have, and you know what do they call a group of crows? You know what they're called?
I forget.
It's called a murder of crows.
Murder.
A murder of crows. What is best not to have? Me and my fucking murderer of crows. I got one major crow on my shoulder.
And actually, crows are really smart too.
Yeah, and you see your crow brother, and you're like, get him, boys.
Have you seen
get him?
This is like a side note. They say crows, they understand like really basic concepts. So like when they'll sit at like a street light, and they'll take nuts, and when the light turns red, they'll take nuts and put them down, and then go fly back up, wait to turn green, and wait for a car to run over it to break the nut, and then go back down and pick it up and leave.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Like, okay.
I guess I'll have to go sit by.
Crows rave, but I'm pretty sure it's crows are really smart. Like been proven to be very intelligent animals. So
they use tools, cars as tools, whatever.
Yeah, I still. Like
so you want a gorilla? I want a raven.
Because you imagine he can just climb up. I don't know. Because he can almost be like a human sidekick because he has arms and legs and feet and he can fight. Just like
what happens to get mad at you? Throws poop at your face.
Like my gorilla wouldn't do that.
He's a poop flinger.
I don't know why you would think my gorilla has manners.
Your gorilla is he's sensible.
I like your crow that might just shit on your shoulder.
Yeah, it's like, hey bitch, that's some bad food last night.
All right. That's just love. Him throwing that shit in my face, just love. Him showing his affection for me.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What was his name? Do you know what his name would be?
Gilla Gorilla, man.
Not Magilla Gorilla?
Magilla.
No, you know what Magilla Gorilla is, right? Magilla Gorilla is the old cartoon, the dorky guy with the fucking purple hat on, I think exactly. Or whatever hat is.
It would be Magilla Gorilla.
Okay. I guess mine would be called Crowy. Come here, Crowy. Most boring names. Let's get some new releases this week. Coming out for a couple, actually, we had this week we have.
Yeah, I was going back to the gorilla. I can sit there and beat my chest next to him. Like we won the battle. We're like, yeah, let's go. Do. We both beat.
So after you fight a battle, you're sore, you're beat up, you're bleeding. Let me pound on my chest and just further break these bones.
Oh yeah, it's just me and Magilla. And we just sit on top of the hill, pounding our chests, like the Gorilla Boys. Yeah, it's awesome.
The Gorilla Boys.
Yeah, me and McGilla. Oh, it'd be awesome. I'm sorry. What were you playing this week? What you been?
That's what I mean. What I was talking about is new releases. Where was your mind at?
Oh, okay. Well, what you? So, have you picked up Titanfall yet? I heard it came out.
It came out Tuesday.
Did you get it?
No. This Tuesday comes out.
Oh,
The 11th.
I thought it came out last week.
Nope.
Huh? Maybe it comes out this week. Okay, so maybe Dark Souls came out. Dark Souls come out last week then, or they come out next week?
These are all movies. These are all games I'm putting out Tuesday. We are now recording. We're recording on Sunday. It comes out on Wednesday. In theory, you could say, "Have I picked it up yet?" I wouldn't know yet.
I had thought it came out. I heard so much buzz about both those games. I thought they came out already. So
no.
I thought they just.
These are new releases that are going to be out on the 11th. So, excuse me, on the 11th. So we have I put 3 games here. Trying to be very diverse. So Dark Souls 2. I haven't played Dark Souls. It comes out for the PC, PS3, Xbox 360, not for the PS4 or Xbox One. Still old gen passion games.
Let's talk about that. So they had these new systems. Okay, so the biggest drawback from probably this point going on forever for console gaming is that a lot of them don't play BC or backwards compatibility.
There's no money in that.
Yeah, but that was like the most awesome things. Back in the day, I mean, you got the first Xbox, right? And
Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't get the first Xbox. I was not a fan of.
Really?
I didn't get. I at times I made fun of it. I thought it was big and clunky. I'm like, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna do anything.
In general, I didn't like the first Xbox either, but it had some games I bought. I actually had bought the Xbox to play some games that I really liked. But then the point was that the next part came out and it played all the games the original system played.
Okay.
And for that, the PS3 did too. And then I don't know. That was like one of the most awesome things. Now I'm almost pissed that I had to buy a new system and have to keep the old system just to keep playing. I mean, they should do something as far as maybe I'd even be cool buying an add-on for my PS3, for my PS4, so I can have to stop switching my damn systems just to play the same game.
Okay.
But even that, do you think it's like a crutch to go back to the old gen? Because they have this whole new system, whole new hardware, whole new software that's supposedly better, and they keep making games for the old system.
That I understand what you mean there. And I have my Xbox One in my living room here. I have my Xbox 360 in my bedroom, which I play. I can play games in there or here in the living room. Now, I know what for some reason I knew you're going to go to as far as these gens and old games. Okay. How long do you think a game takes to develop or to be made?
Well, I know it takes a long fucking time. They probably started 3 years ago.
So 3 years ago, Xbox One wasn't talked about or given, so they didn't know if it was coming out this year or next year, whatever. They had to make games for the current gen. Now, it happened to be when they were finishing and completed, the games came out were for which is now last gen. Yeah. So the games, the people who are starting to develop, Microsoft, PlayStation, or Sony, they have told these developers, we're coming out with a system. They had a definite date. Except, please start, creating games for this new system. Now those will come out in a year or two, and those will be after these companies have told the people that now we have a for sure date of this new system's coming out. So now you can start making games for that new system. So then it takes time for them to do that. So maybe a year ago, PS4 and Xbox One games were started being developed. Titanfall, it took a long time to develop, I assume. Mm-hmm. So they had to give them enough time to tell them, okay, we're going to make a new system. Please make it for the old system as well as the new system. We want all systems. Microsoft wants all PC 360 and Xbox One to have it, and they'll play it. Same with PlayStation 4. So you'll see games that are coming out for PS3, like, okay, well, where's my PS4 games? Well, they're still currently in development. They're still making them.
Good point. I don't know. It just feels like at some point in time they should have not stopped development. And I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I grew up with coding. That's what I went to college for. So I know it's a pain in the ass to say, okay, translate this code from, let's say, C++ to Java.
Yeah,
it's not as straightforward as it is. So I can understand the amount of energy it would take to actually convert a game from one language to another. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it feels like they should at some point make there should be like a cutoff date, so to speak. If your game was in development before date X, you can continue with the system. But now from this going forward, you got to make it for the new system. I don't know. Maybe just.
But they would have to give them all the new chipsets and we tell you what these are what the new is what this system has.
So think about this thing. Those systems were already so the systems recently came out, but that system was done. I mean, other than like software patches, which can be done, that hardware has already been done for like I say probably like 6 months at least.
Yeah.
So it had to be like some warning there or like something like okay, maybe they just don't want to send out because there are people practicing or with this like the test
Game
systems
testing,
for a while and they've been doing it and I feel like there should be something there where like okay, so this is the system. Here you go, work with it. Like and they probably
but also as far as software patches, both for PlayStation and for Xbox, patches are going to be coming out all the time. You know, they may have a base model of software and hardware they have. I know they can't.
Well, that's not how
hardware. I mean, software and like.
Generally speaking, though, that's not how software patches work. Your code is going to be generally the same, and a software patch, like so. Let's say I have a game that works with your system. When you software patch it, it should, keyword being should, like ultimately still work fine. The software patch shouldn't affect too much of because it's still like the very same. Maybe the idea of the software patch is like to close up security key locks and like fix problems or the system's locking up because we didn't realize this was going to go on. Should being the keyword. Now they don't always go that way clearly, but it's so it should work out ultimately. Should. Let me just
reiterate your should. In theory. On paper.
That's when, because everyone works in the system differently. You can't really predict what people are going to do with their system, so you pause it and hit every button in the controller for whatever reason you do. It's like, this locks up my system.
Yeah.
But they didn't think anyone was going to fucking do
people
that.
always try to break the system.
Yeah. So it's like, what? Do my system locks up when I hit every button? Like, well, why are you doing that?
That's why Titanfall went to open beta. It went from closed beta for a while. Then they said, fuck it, open beta.
Yeah.
Throw it in the home drive. They said we want to see people break it. And they would tell everybody, try to break the game.
Yeah.
We want to stress test the game to see how much you can do by breaking it.
Yeah, that's what the whole point of beta is there. And you would think, freaking EA and SimCity.
Yeah.
You thought at some point they would have tested it. What would happen when they brought this to market? That game, if you look on Amazon, it's the funniest thing. If you read the reviews for that game, it's like 1 star out of 5. That game has gotten so much bad press, it's not going to recover anytime soon. Ever. They might as well just scrap the game. And I hate to say it, but there's going to be a point where you're just throwing money down a well.
Yeah.
You should just say, okay, we fucked up. Take that game, do like SimCity: A Realm Reborn, and then give everyone who bought the original game, charge them a $10 patch, which I'm pretty sure wouldn't go over well anyway. But
how about a free to play?
Free to play.
A free to play Sims game. You get a base world, based everything. If you want to have more companies, more people, more. I haven't played the Sims game yet, so I'm not sure exactly what
free to play models work to me for some things. I think, and this is just me not knowing anything about actual gaming industry. I assume this is all assumption based. When you go to free to play, you essentially cut the amount of money you would get for that development probably in a third.
But you get more in ads though. You can sell ads.
In ads, which is ultimately going to hopefully go back to the game. But then the original game you're intending to build, you can't build.
But you get more players come in. People love free.
No,
free to play. Free. That's why that term is so powerful in the gaming community.
No, I understand.
Free to play. You want to play it for free.
What I mean is like, let's say you wanted to design Final Fantasy 16.
I'm already there. Yeah, I've already done it already. Free to play.
Yeah, it would be awesome if it was free to play. What I'm saying is, the money to make the game is gonna have to come from somewhere ultimately, and hopefully they have the money to do it. But if they don't, and they want to go to this free to play model, the game, what it's going to originally be, is going to be like a third of that. So what they were hoping to build and what they were able to build is going to be two separate things.
Okay, how about this? Okay, free to play Sims game, SimCity game. No disc. So you're saving costs on disc production, on packaging, shipping, everything. All you have
it's not that much money compared to just the development cost, just to get from.
I'm saying,
clean slate.
I'm saying, let's try to cut some corners. Try to shave off some budget here.
Well, that's ultimately what I'm saying is that when you get free to play, you have to cut some corners, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's all.
But in theory, it would be cheaper to have a game to download from a server. You pay server costs, but that was it. Maybe some server balancing to have a couple of servers so they don't get fucked up. And you'd save money on third-party people. You go into the retail servers, all this stuff, GameStop, whatever.
Let me. Best example I can think of is like League of Legends. You play League of Legends. I love League of Legends. You play it, you get an idea.
Yeah.
But the game ultimately is like the functionality works, but the way it looks is like crap. I mean, it's a really crappy base game. The character models aren't that great. It's over the shoulder. It's not like a lot.
But when the gameplay is as good as it is, there's matter about that.
I mean, so the gameplay works.
Yeah.
And luckily, the gameplay works so well that they've been making money and then bringing it back to the game. So the game is progressively getting better. And probably the game they originally intended to design is taking a while to get to that level of design, but they're getting there.
Yeah.
Or they're saving money to make League of Legends 2, where it will be the game design. So it works in that case where the functionality works. So maybe there's a model where you go free to play first, and then put out like a third of that game, and then build it up to. Hopefully, you can build it up based on your revenue.
Yeah.
To the game you originally intended to create. I don't know. I'd be all for free to play. I think free to play is a very powerful model, and it also tests the market. Free to play and people play and they're like, oh damn, I really like this game, and then you want to upgrade to something else, like Killer Instinct. I think it's for Xbox. It's free to play.
Yeah, okay, it's free to play, but if you want achievements or anything, you have to buy a character to get their achievement. But it's free to play all you want.
Yeah,
and they have just like League of Legends. Every month they have a subscription character. So one character switches out, so you get a new character to play.
Yeah, I know it's free. League of Legends really knocked that free to play model out the wall, out the fucking park. And
Star Wars was a paid game, paid subscription. Now it's gone free to play. You still download the client off the Star Wars website. If you want to buy it, you can buy it, but you can play. You have to pay for it. But they have increased their player base, and they've actually had significant income coming in from that. So the free to play model, it works, And
the free to play model does work. But let's look at World of Warcraft. If that game started off free to play, I don't think it would be anything like it is now. Just because, just game design. I've played World of Warcraft. Have you played World of Warcraft?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. The game is designed so beautifully. When I was playing that, I actually felt like I was in a different world, running around as this little person. That takes a lot of money just to get to that point. If they had started off with a free to play model, I think the game would probably look more like League of Legends in that realm, and then one day get to what they were.
But League of Legends has what, 4 maps? Nothing. The maps there aren't that many maps. There is a
I'm just saying though. I'm just like imagine if World of Warcraft looked like League of Legends. I don't think it would have been as well received.
I understand.
I think one of the biggest things about World of Warcraft is just the way it looks. Like, it's just beautifully designed. I kid you not.
They put time and effort into it.
Yeah, like if I had an Oculus Rift, I'd probably almost be convinced I was in this world. And me waking up,
you just want to sit down to a tree and look around.
Yeah, me waking up would be like, damn. And as a human, like, damn, I must be in a dream world now because a second ago I was a zombie and now I'm all human. But yeah, just this design is so well made. I think a free-to-play model wouldn't work in that case because you would never be able to reach that model. Yeah. Based on the amount of money you brought in. That's just my thought. I don't even know how we ran down this path, but
I went from fucking Dark Souls 2. I still have a couple more things to talk about as far as new releases.
Yeah.
So anyway,
my bad.
No worries. So another new release is Titanfall, which we covered Titanfall, PC, 360, and Xbox One. And Putty Squad, which is multi-system. It comes for actually every system, even the PC. So your Nintendos, your Xboxes, and your PlayStations all have Putty Squad.
What is a good party game these days?
Good party game?
Back in the day, when I owned a Dreamcast, my favorite party game I actually invited the boys over was Power Stone. Or if it wasn't Power Stone, and then
that was a 3D kind of like
it's like kind of top down-ish, 3D-ish.
Yeah.
It was really fun, and it was like the stages where...
That's not a party game. That's just a fighting game. There's many fighting games out there.
Well, like a game where you can invite more people other than one friend. You can invite 4 people over.
But a party game is more. If you think of party game, you think of the maximum number of people per console is maxed out. You have a party game. Wii has 4 people. 4 people are playing.
I think one's solo, 2's company, 3's a crowd, 4's a party.
Okay, no, but saying though, I'm talking about playing at the same time.
Yeah,
but you can have 2 people playing. It was Power Stone and 4 players at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Power Stone 2, yeah, you could have 4 people.
Power Stone 2 could, or Power Stone 1 couldn't?
Power Stone 1 was 2 players.
Okay.
Power Stone 2 was 4 players.
You said Power Stone. You said Power Stone. You said Power Stone 2.
I'm sorry, man.
That's all I was like, okay, let's.
You corrected me.
You make my.
I apologize.
Okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So you had 4
gotcha.
people. Like there was that, and there was a Mario Party. What is a good party game nowadays? I don't have a lot of friends that play first person shooters, and I can't invite them. I don't even think you can play 4-player anymore first person shooters. They probably taking that out.
No, you'd have to party up with somebody like
like a different system. But if I wanted to bite 4
you want 4 people in the same room, same system, hanging out, drinking healthy water or tea, eating healthy snacks. None of that pizza or junk food stuff that Saji will not touch ever.
It's not that I won't touch it ever. So once you hit the age of 25 plus, you realize your metabolism is gone.
That's why you work out like I do.
Yeah, you realize that, damn, I've gained 25 pounds over the last year, and this is not going to get any better, and I'm just getting older. You realize, damn.
Also, if you get married, it helps out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting married, you get more comfortable with just like, damn, you're just gaining weight, but at some point you realize...
You're here. You're not going anywhere.
So the most depressing thing, and I hate to... I'm not trying to fat shame anyone, all right? But
here you
I
are
went
anyway.
to go buy some fried chicken. I remember this. This is a stand-out event, and it's not that significant, but I went to go buy a fried chicken from Church's, right? I go down, I park my car, and I'm walking up to the door, and then this group of people walk out, and they were like 300 pounds plus people, and they were about...
Combined or a person?
Person. They were about 5'8"-ish, and they each walked out and they were 300 pounds, right? 3 or 4 people, and I was like...
With Diet Cokes?
And I was like, damn, man. I don't think I want fried chicken anymore.
But what was it? How old do you think? How many years older were they from you?
They looked like they were my age, at best
really?
4 years older. They weren't old people.
No fucking way.
No, they were about...
That's right. That's 4 years older. 4 years older than you is like 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, they were between the age of 25 and 34. They weren't old people.
Jeez.
But they weren't young people. But they were like 300 pounds plus. And
were they wearing sandals because their feet were too big?
I don't know. I just remember
looking people wear sandals because their feet were too big.
I just remember looking at them then, like thinking, damn, I could end up being that way one day. Or I can end up being that way one day. Not to shame those people, but that you can get serious health problems. No. I'm going down a path. I'm just saying, I try to eat healthy now. I try not to eat as fatty as I used to.
But if you exercise, you think you feel better? If you do regular exercise,
because even that, it's half. It's half. Sorry. All right, back to the party.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you would keep going. You had a point there. A party game for the Kinect or for it would be for the Kinect because you can't really. The Kinect was made for party games. Okay, so for right now, the Xbox One, there aren't really party games, I would say, yet. You can do fitness with other people, with somebody else. I'm saying, with somebody else. You have the you can play it's not yet, but the water ski one for the Kinect, the World Tour. You can do the jet ski with somebody else. Fitness with somebody else. You could do... Well, it's not yet. No, as far as... And for the 360, you had the Kinect, and you had... I can't really think of any party games for the Kinect. Besides dancing games. Mm-hmm. I think that's the closest thing now. Other than if you're going not off of Nintendo, you're going just for PlayStation or for Xbox. The dancing games would be today's party games would be dancing games.
Yeah, because the only thing there's a couple games I can think of that's not 4 players at once, but it's party enabled, so to speak. Is there's Lips for Microsoft, there's SingStar for PlayStation, and then there's a Buzz for PlayStation, which is like a...
I have that game. I have the controls here somewhere. That was a fun game for PS2. It was a game show.
Yeah.
And you had 4 controls, and you had each person had something, and they had a buzzer to like say your whatever, and you had 4 color buttons for your answer.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it I can think of nowadays. I mean, the only other game that I can think of as a party game that's fucking fallen off by the wayside is Mario Party. and that game fucking. But that's
What?
the only game that it's not great anymore. I mean, Mario Party, I think 6 or 7 was like the last good Mario Party. 8, 9 were just.
Has it went from one against all to like more family friendly, like 2-on-2, like it's
the recent
all
one was
party.
more friendly. Like it used to be a game board where that was the funniest thing is like it used to be like a video game board where you like
Yeah.
you all each take your different path. You each kind of no, it's not like that. Mario Party 9, your entire team's on a fucking platform. You move together and you fight bosses together. That kills what made Mario Party fun. You play a game board. Okay, not all games are like this, but when you play like Monopoly, your goal is to kick everyone else in their ass.
Yeah.
And you might want to help them out, but you're helping them out only because you
It'll
want to help yourself out.
it's gonna benefit you, yeah.
But now it's like, hey, we're all friends. Let's win this together. I don't know. Times have changed, and I don't know. Party games need to come back. There needs to be more party games because I don't have a lot of friends that play first-person shooters. I don't have a lot of friends that play fighting games, but I want to have friends over and invite them over to possibly play games or possibly enjoy like just a casual gaming evening. Like, Buzz doesn't take too much as long as you have some fingers and you can
Okay, but
answer
with
questions.
those kind of games, if you don't pay for any type of DLC or any expansion pack, you're playing the same games over again. You're playing the same questions over again. A party game is fun to party, but it's maybe a couple times come over play. But when you're getting the same things, it's never ever evolving. Then you're just getting you're done. It's like it's boring. The same with Rock Band, with Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, it's a party game.
Yeah, those songs were fun. Yeah, you play with your friends, but after like, oh, want to play this game? Oh, play the same that song. You want to sing that song again? You'll play the song again. Whatever. It gets, then you have a bunch of peripherals in your living room or wherever. They're collecting dust that you don't want to play anymore.
Way to put life into perspective. That's what we do here. GGWP. We're out.
Bring it down. Okay, let's move on to some fun stuff. I guess. I'll pick the order here. I guess.
It's all you.
Let's see. Well, let's get something that will make Dre happy. That I have questions. No, that's fine. No. You text me. You super excited. You let me know that this trailer came out, and I can see the look on your face that you want to talk about it. So please tell me that, because I saw the trailer too. We're talking about Sin. No, tell me.
We're talking about Sin City 2. So
What's
I've
it
told this story.
That's not what it's called.
A Dame to Kill.
There you go.
I've told this story many times, so let's tell it again. Back in 2003-ish, 2004-ish, Sin City...
Back when Saji was 15.
Yeah. Sin City had came out. No one wanted to go see it with me in the theater, by the way. So I never actually saw it in the theater. I saw it at home because the girl I was dating at the time didn't want to go see it, and I didn't want to go see it alone. I can't see movies alone. To me, that's weird. So anyway...
I do it, but it's okay.
Yeah, some people
I'm
do
weird,
it.
I guess.
I can't do it. So we saw... So I saw it at home, Sin City 1. I fell in love with the noir style, stylistic comic book kind of thing. And it worked out really well for me. If you've actually ever picked up the Sin City comic, and if you compare them frame by frame...
Is Sin City a Dark Horse property?
No, it's
not DC, is it?
No, it might be. Damn, I don't remember who does Sin City now. I'll tell you next week when I go home and look at my comic. But it's a
good job, super fan Dre.
Hey, I like the movie. All
Super
right?
fan.
I'm just saying, I saw the movie first, so I'm more into the movie. So I can tell you, Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez. Anyway, so if you took it frame by frame, like how it was in the comic book to how it was in the movie, it's pretty similar. So it actually kind of added to it, and it's like a noir style feel.
All right.
Comic. Back then, they had announced Sin City 2 and 3.
Okay. So now
11 years later, Sin City 2 came out.
Okay, so I'm just going here. I just wanted to give down a couple names that I watched Sin City as well at my house because no one just didn't see it when it first came out. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it, whatever. I think I borrowed it from the internet or something. So I watched it there. That's how I watched it.
I own like 2 copies of it. I can hook you up with a Blu-ray. I have the extended version of Blu-ray. I have the DVD. I have the extended version of DVD. You want one?
You're a super fan
I am
who
a
does
super
not
fan
know
of
what
this
company
film.
makes a comic. So a couple things here. I'm gonna name the people, and then I'll ask you a couple things. Well, not test knowledge. Just give me some better understanding. So we have JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Super, look forward to. He's a really good actor. He's been in a lot of things, so I look forward to seeing him. In this, Jessica Alba, Josh Brolin, Rosario Dawson, and Mickey Rourke. Now, from what I remember from the first movie, some people are dead. Was there not a part where Rosario Dawson got her head cut off?
The Sin City who?
I thought Rosario Dawson got her head cut off. Was it her or not Rose McGowan, or was it?
There's no villains that got their head cut off from what
I could have swore. Okay, so you know when Elijah Wood's character has the underground type of thing where I want to say either Mickey Rourke or is it was Josh Brolin the first one as well?
Who?
Josh Brolin.
I don't know who Josh Brolin is.
Josh Brolin is the guy. You know who Josh Brolin is?
No.
He's fuck. There's so many movies. You know who Josh Brolin.
I probably know what he looks like. I don't know the name.
Okay. You could say the Goonies. You know the older brother, the Goonies. He was old. The new shit. Oh, he was Men in Black 3. He was an older version. He was a younger K.
I don't think he was in the first one.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Was he in the first? I know Mickey Rourke was the first one. Mickey Rourke had some he always get fucked up, but I'm not sure if he was healing or he's a badass character. Okay, so
he's badass.
Okay, so from the people I stated, I know Rosario Dawson was in the first one.
Okay, well let's just say Sin City is a collection. It's like I guess Pulp Fiction, what we known back then. It's a collection of comic books. There's no continuity. There's no time. You could.
Okay.
But A Dame to Kill For it actually takes place before a lot of the Sin City comics. The comics.
So this would be a prequel then. You could say it's
not necessarily a prequel. The way Sin City is made out, it's a collection of comics.
Okay.
So it's like a collection of stories, like the Bible, so to speak, an anthology. There goes a better way to put it.
Okay.
Where there's this story here, there's this story here, this story here. A Dame to Kill For is one of those stories. That takes place before a lot of the comic books, in some of the comics in Sin City, the original one.
Yeah,
it takes place before those, so that's why Mickey Rourke's character is back. One of the characters who actually dies, who's played by Michael Clark Duncan, and the first one, he actually comes back too because the Dame to Kill For takes place before a lot of these comics do.
Okay,
and actually Dwight, this is really interesting. So I'm not sure how they're going to do this character because Dwight. In Sin City, he was on the run for the cops because he underwent surgery.
Okay.
So the way the character looked in part 1 is not going to be the way the character looks in part 2, so to speak, because this was pre-surgery.
Okay.
So I guess you could say a prequel, but it's not like these. There's like a storyline.
Now I understand. It's not a prequel, just another story, same.
Yeah, same universe story that happened before these stories, but it's not like the storyline continues like. After that, this happened.
It's just like an episode of The Simpsons. It's just another story that happened.
That happened in this Sin City.
Okay,
so that's how it works out.
These are just Tales of Sin City. Is all they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tales of Sin City. But so,
gotcha.
I saw the trailer, and when I first saw the first Sin City trailer, I was really excited. I wasn't as excited I was to see this one. Maybe because it's just one story. What really I liked about the original Sin City was when I bought the extended version DVDs. Like they broke every story up into just their story.
Was Sin City one part, multiple stories in one story?
Yeah.
Okay, I think maybe that's why I got confused. I was, what the fuck's going on?
So there's 4 stories in the original Sin City, but only 3 of them were actually from comic books. The first one, which is a customer serve, the way it begins, that doesn't actually happen in the comic book. At least I don't think.
I like the Elijah Wood one. That was freaky.
The Elijah Wood one.
Elijah Wood where they cut off his arms and legs. He's sitting there smiling, and he's he's tied to a tree.
Dame to Kill For? No, not Dame to Kill For. The Hard Goodbye. No.
I'm not sure what the name was, but I remember that one. He was like it was inner monologue, but the narrator talking about
Goldie.
How was his name? Goldie.
The girl's name's Goldie.
It was a guy.
Kevin,
I
think his name was.
Very boring
he
name.
was creepy as hell. I was like,
and that was like he was like how he sees no pain. He's like whatever, like, and he's in there with like his limbs cut off. He's just smiling, laughing. That was creepy fucking little. Anyway, go on. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no,
the trailer to part 2 didn't catch you.
It didn't get me as well as the first one.
You didn't enjoy Jessica Alba
strutting
around.
Not to say that. Did I ever tell you? Or I probably explained this last week, but it's just. I think I liked it better when it was like a bunch of different stories, so you could tell this story and this story. But this one just seems like it's going to follow one story, which could feel like just one long ass. I think one part of what kept Sin City interesting was like, it broke it up into stories. So you watch this like 30-minute story, kept like short episodes, but now you're going to watch a long episode of Sin City. Sensi too. So we'll see. I'm gonna be first one to sit there and watch it because I've been waiting.
Now, would you go alone or drag your wife with you?
I can't do movies alone, man. It just don't
Okay,
work.
so what happens when
no one wants to go?
no one wants to go with you? You're alone. You're like, no one wants to go except me. What do I have to wait? I've waited for 11 years for this to come out. I can't find anybody to go with.
Hey, I waited 11 years for it to come out.
What am I going to do?
4 months is not going to matter.
No. What if it's like, all the copies have been burned?
Nah,
it's a super controversial movie. We can't even sell it on DVD, Blu-ray. Now you're digital. You can't download off the internet.
It is
no
what
torrents
it
available
is.
in the world.
No, it is what it is. I cannot watch it. I don't know what it is. I feel so weird.
You feel creepy?
I feel weird going out to a restaurant by myself. And I do that at lunch sometimes, and I feel really weird, so I just bring it back to work anyway. Same thing with seeing the movie. I don't know why.
I went and saw Tales from the Hood by myself, and I went and saw Friday by myself.
Really?
Well, okay, we talked about this at work too. This is nothing. It was a quick thing. I went by myself, kind of. I went and saw Bushwhack by myself too when I was like 12 or 11, 13. But I went. Me and my mom would go when I was young. Me and my mom would go to the movies. She would go see a movie she wants to see. I would see a movie I want to see. And then we meet up after, and we wait for how long the movie overlapped. But that is that the same thing where you don't?
To me, seeing a movie is like a social event. It's like going to a.
We aren't talking to anybody. Yeah, let's talk to anybody. Let's text or call anybody.
Well, I don't know. I talk during the movies. I don't talk. You're
that person.
I'm that person. It's like a social event to me. It's like I can't imagine going to like a theme park by myself. It would just be really weird because I'd be by myself.
That'd be kind of. I don't think I'd do that either.
Yeah, to me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. Going out to eat like at a restaurant to me like the social thing. So you invite people with you. Like, hey, I want to go out to eat, and you go out and you have conversation and you eat. And you do all some stuff. Same thing with movies. I don't have like huge conversation in movies about my life, but you know, it's just to go hang out with somebody really. So to do it by myself, it just doesn't work out for me. Maybe it's just me. A lot of people have described that like, what, you can't see a movie by yourself?
Yeah.
It's just like I just never been able to do it. I've seen one movie by myself, and it was like the worst fucking movie ever.
What movie was it?
Passion of Christ. All right.
You saw it by yourself?
I saw that by myself, and I'm glad I saw it by myself because I was frustrated the whole fucking film. So, Passion of Christ, worst movie experience I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
The movie is decent, actually. Have you seen Passion of Christ?
Yes, I thought.
It's a decent movie, but 10 minutes into this film, right? The film just fucking started rolling, and everyone in the fucking theater is crying.
Already?
10 minutes into the fucking film, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Nothing has happened before you be fucking crying.
Okay, 10 minutes in, I'm thinking, is that where they're in the forest and he helps that guy get, like, his ear gets cut off, so Jesus puts his sand and the dirt in his ear and it goes back?
Don't even remember. All I remember is 10 minutes in, nothing had really progressed. The movie was just basically starting.
The credits roll, everybody's crying.
The credits are rolling, and they're basically introducing the characters. And, like, you know, minute events happen, kind of introducing these characters. Like, oh, that's Jesus, that must be Paul, that's maybe whatever, right?
Yeah.
Judas, blah, blah, blah. 10 minutes into the fucking film, everyone around me is fucking oh my God. And I was like, oh my fucking God. You've got to be kidding me. And so I didn't want to be the asshole, like, look, man, you know, you get up and, like, there's people, they're making way too much noise in the theater.
Yeah.
Now I'm the asshole who's fucking up everyone else's experience.
Okay, making noise and crying are two different things. Like, making noise like, oh, like,
It'd be different if one person was crying to the left of me, but the person to the left of me was crying, the person sat behind me was crying, people sitting in front of me are fucking crying. I wanted to shoot somebody, right? I have never...
Maybe somebody farted. Maybe it just leaked out everywhere.
It would be completely understandable, like, in like up after like the first 15 minutes, it has that heartbreaking scene.
Yeah,
I can understand if people were crying, and even then, I can understand like you hear like just like that. No,
you're
I'm
talking about bawling,
bawling in fucking tears. All right. Oh, I was like, you've got to be shitting me.
I don't.
Nothing has happened.
That happened to me. That happened to me.
This is just my experience.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like 99% of people are like, that's not how it was when I was in the theater, but that's how it was when I was in the fucking theater, and I was so fucking annoyed. And
you went to a very emo theater, didn't you?
I probably did.
Emo showing.
Yeah, I went to the theater, not in the Christian camp next to the fucking church or some shit.
You went to some hardcore emo
I was
Christian
so
people.
annoyed. I remember it to this day because I wanted to say something. I was like, okay, now if I say something, I'm the asshole who doesn't care for Christ.
And you're
blah,
going
blah,
to
blah.
hell.
Yeah. So I was like, okay,
bring it steak.
and I was like, maybe they'll stop crying. No,
Nope.
no.
Not for that whole 2.5 hours.
I'm talking tissue. Oh my god. Oh my
You wake
fucking
you
Lord.
get up, you're like, spoiler alert, he dies at the end. Spoiler alert.
And I was just like, I was so uncomfortable. Like, okay, I can't say nothing because everyone's gonna look at me like, oh, you're the fucking Antichrist or some shit. Oh man, you brought those memories back, Taylor.
I ain't do anything. You.
I'm gonna go shoot at the fucking theater now.
Oh, don't say that. Trey does not mean that at all.
Worst man. But I can't see movies by myself. Speaking of movies,
Speaking of,
I will be the first to see Sin City 2. So the reviews came in for 301 Spartans. Apparently, it's a really great movie.
Empire, Rise of the Empire.
Yeah,
I have
no interest in seeing it either. But I was just shocked. Everyone's like giving this film rave reviews. Like what? I was at a point that I was like, okay, this movie. You killed off the 300.
Well, it's Rise of the Empire. It's the revenge. You know, they have Xerxes. He's still there, and then
back.
Yeah.
But like I'm just saying, everyone says it's like the best film ever right now. I saw I brought that up. Transformers 4. So we spoke about Transformers 4. Or
yeah.
When
We talked about it. It's been kind of talked about.
After the Super Bowl. So I was curious after seeing the first commercial. I was like, okay, I'm not lost in this film yet. Then I saw the second one, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not.
Okay.
All the excitement I had to go see this Transformers movie is now completely gone.
You had excitement?
Huh?
You had excitement?
I was curious. I wasn't lost in it. Like the first trailer didn't like sway me away.
Yeah.
And then we talked about it. I still wasn't swayed away. I was like, okay, I'm not expecting it to be great, but I'll give it a chance. And now I saw the second trailer. It's like, okay, man, you just shouldn't have. If I would have never seen that, I would have been excited.
Okay.
Now that I've seen the second one, it actually looks bad now. The first one, it didn't look bad to me.
Did you bring this up just to shit all over it? Is that why you wanted to bring it up?
I wanted to say I'm with you now.
You're
I'm the same camp as you.
I gotcha.
I wasn't convinced until they showed me that second trailer. And I was like, "Are you kidding me, man?" Now I'm done.
Now for me, it's a stretch. They're stretching out to this. It's try to make it happen. It's try to keep the same characters. Oh yeah, this happens. And the commercials, the dialogue in the commercials aren't really helping their cause either.
Yeah.
When Mark Wahlberg's talking, like, oh, I think of Transformers. You don't get to call them Transformers. Who fucking made that name? No, it's our name. You get to use that name.
I wasn't lost in it though. Even when you talked about this, I wasn't completely lost into now.
You were very hopeful. You were full of hope. Not anymore. No, sir.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, wait, that's where they're going with that? Oh man. And then they show like Optimus Prime and Grimlock fighting, and it looked even stupider than I imagined.
You know, a lot of those fights with the Transformers are just big clusterfucks because the camera work. There's no really camera work. It's more of like you drag the mouse over to like where the camera should be to follow them. Yeah. But it's the mouse.
Some of them are actually well designed, and
But sometimes you see them and like, what the fuck's happening? Who is that, and why are they fighting? Because in a way, like when you get a rumble of two Transformers together, all you see is gray metal.
Yeah, so that's the one big problem with Transformers. I want to say part 2 or maybe it was part 3. 2 and 3 actually is like the Transformers start to just blend in. You have no like, who is that? They're just almost cookie cutter Transformers at some point that are dying. And you're like, well, where was that transfer come up from? And in part 2, their Hightower was what the Transformer they called them.
Uh-huh.
There are 2 of them. One of them joined with Devastator to become Devastator, and then you see him again later. Like, wait, he was in this other place. How was there? So I'm not sure if it was technically the same Transformer and it's just a mistake. Mm-hmm. But there's 2 Hightower, and it just slowly but surely just melds where you Transformers. The one thing that made Transformers unique is, generally speaking, you can name each Transformer when they popped on the screen, or you had like a general idea of who they were. Or
some significant like things that made them unique.
They weren't like foot soldiers. They were like Transformers. Like, this is Hightower, this is Sideswipe, this is Ratchet, this is Optimus Prime, Cyclonus.
They weren't just a robot. When they came on screen, it was for a reason, and you know who they were. Yeah,
but now it's just like, okay, I don't know who those Transformers were, but I guess it doesn't matter because they're both dead. Yeah, I don't know who those Transformers. It's definitely going downhill for me.
Yeah, I didn't like going to Transformers 2. I didn't like Devastator. I didn't like the way they portrayed
Oh no,
Devastator.
they did that so bad. I was so upset.
I want to see purple and green. I want to see a big guy. No, I don't want to see some fucking sand eater.
Yeah, like
that
they
was
actually
stupid.
modeled him after a gorilla. Speaking of which, to
That's
bring
so
it all
stupid.
full circle,
Yeah, that's stupid. And like that fight was like a boss fight.
Yeah,
Isn't it like a boss fight? He's sitting there, they have an attack, he threw the spinning thing where he suck everything in, then they shoot it out or whatever, and they attack him, and they suck it in, they wait, and they attack him. It is so stupid. I'm like, this is...
They completely murdered Devastator. If you ever watched the Transformer movie, anything with the Transformers, Devastator, when they formed Devastator, everyone was like, oh shit, it's Devastator!
The Constructicons, yeah.
Yeah, they came together to form him. The only like force against them was the Dinobots, and even they lost half the time.
Yeah.
So it was like, shit, here comes Devastator. All hell's broken loose, and they did not portray that at all in part 2. I was truly upset. With them,
no worries. So this Tuesday is a big day for, at least for me and my Xbox brethren. We got Twitch finally coming out. Twitch is finally coming to the Xbox.
Oh, I was like, Twitch? What game is that?
Twitch, yes,
oh, yeah.
Twitch. No, I'm really happy. Okay, up until now, I have been streaming through Twitch, but I have to go through my Hapog. My Hapog HD PVR.
Taking some of your...
I'm not. I'm moving that to my 360. So No. It's very valuable. It's one of the best investments to be if you want to stream or record really 1080 awesome beautiful looking video from a 360, PS3, whatever, PS4, Xbox One. I mean, no, not PS4 because they have the PlayStation has the thing about the copying game or streaming games anyway. The Hapog is the best thing to get. Yeah. It's like $100 and
it's a win for gamers everywhere who have that Xbox, definitely. Because Twitch, I'm not a huge fan of Twitch, and nothing against it. I'm just not into watching too many streaming videos. But that being said, it does a remarkable job at it streamlines game streaming. Like you said, you have to hook up your Xbox to the system, to your computer, and make sure you have this net connection.
Yeah.
It gets rid of all that. So all the hardware and software that used to be involved in streaming, which a lot of people probably couldn't afford or do, gets rid of that. All you need is now just one thing, and that's so awesome on so many levels.
Now the only thing I'd have to do, I'm not sure how I would do it, was if I want to record gameplay. If I want to record gameplay, yeah, Twitch. Okay, if you record to Twitch, it'll save your video for like a day or two, and they'll delete it.
Does it really?
It'll delete your video on through Twitch. You can save it and cut it up, and that way. But if you don't edit it at all, it deletes it. So I can't. If I wait a couple days, my video won't be there. Okay. So it gives you an email saying, "Hey, Twitch is up for editing. Please go edit. Whatever." So
I think that's
I would have to if I wanted to
change. Just once things, people are gonna be like, "What the hell? My video was there." Yeah, I think that's gonna slowly weed this weight out, and it'll be that you can save it, download it locally. I think it has to change. Obviously,
yeah, because I still want to record videos and upload them to my YouTube page.
Yeah,
but I don't want to move my Hapog to my room with a 360, not just yet until I know that for sure I can do that, or I have to buy a second Hapog. If I want to do that, and that would be I guess I could do that if it really meant to me. And for the people who do this and who have capture cards on their PC, who make money off of YouTube videos, they need this. So I'm not sure, not that I make money off my YouTube videos, but I'm not sure. How it would work. So I'm excited for the March 11th update. I keep burping. I did get the update last week. But they gave me the update. Came to the dashboard with all the components, except if you say Xbox Broadcast, it will say didn't turn on. If you tell it to broadcast, it'll go to Twitch, but then you can't broadcast anything. But if you say start broadcast, it'll say no broadcast in progress. The commands are there. It recognizes the commands, but Twitch hasn't given the option on the page, so I can go there. But March 11th, I can go there, and I guess it'll be there.
So let me ask you this, because you play games and you play.
I'd hope you play games too.
No, you play.
It's our podcast.
You didn't let me finish my damn sentence.
I sure didn't.
You play games and you put them up online. Do you think adding this in is gonna just flood the market now? Everyone who has a game system, there's some people who play games and you should watch, and now it's going to be harder to find those people?
No, not maybe not, because
now you had first you had like everyone who could afford the system to set up for streaming.
yeah,
They were streaming Call of Duty and you watched them, and I'm assuming that they put the money forth to take the steps it took to get there. They were pretty serious about it, but now you don't have to be serious about it. Now you just turn on your Xbox. Do you think that's just going to flood the market? Like the people you should be watching or want to watch now, it's going to be harder to find them.
you can log into Twitch and have favorites. You can have certain people you watch, and within.
What do you think? Like, I mean, like, let's say I'm bored one day at my job. I'm like, oh, we'll see how people are playing Call of Duty. I go now to Call of Duty streams on Twitch, and there's like 1 million of them. Where first there was
Actually, not
20.
there. Okay, there's a lot of Call of Duty channels, but you usually go to the ones that he'll tell you how many people are watching. He'll tell you 500 people or whatever how many watching. Those are the most interesting, most popular. You always see those. Maybe you'll see you'll go video to video, see the people who had that many views or whatever.
Okay.
I checked Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 only had like 3 people playing, 3 channels people playing. Like I guess nobody wants to play or promote. But if you get a game and you're on playing all the time and you're out there, because with Twitch. Or I have XSplit on my computer. I try combine that with Twitch and whatever. But you announce them. You tell people you can announce onto Twitch, Twitter, Facebook that you're playing this game. Get your name out there, and you have a clickable stream. You can click right to your stream.
So now it sounds like that. So now it's going to be there are more streams, but the more complex streams are going away. It sounds like because you do all that, and you have I'm assuming you have like a cam where you can talk. People can hear you talking.
You can do it with the Kinect.
Oh, you can.
What happens is you'll have a couple options. You can have full screen, and you can have your video talking to them. Mm-hmm. You could have your 3/4 screen. They have it in the side, the snap. You can have your video, and then below that your Twitch stream. The people like talking to yourself. You can do it that way. You can move. You can also do no Twitch streaming. Just move the video of yourself, or you can just do Twitch. You can stream to Twitch. Have a laptop or a tablet next to you and talk to people via you can log on your own thing there and talk to people while you're playing. So you have options of doing it because people want to see you, people want to talk to you, whatever. If your streaming is popular enough, then
you're gonna want to
you're gonna want to be very sociable with what you do, and on mine through. With XSplit, you can actually put embed watermark. I have a website at the bottom. I have pictures and stuff everywhere. You can make you customize your look so people go to your website, know more about you, and that may not always be available through the Xbox through Twitch, but
it sounds like they put steps in. They're not just making it you just stream and then blah 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 blah. No, they're actually taking the platform they have and what they've seen people do with that platform and trying to replicate that on the
system,
for the system, which is pretty cool. Which is definitely cool. That's interesting. I don't know. I try watching Twitch videos and I can only do it for so long. I can only watch a video because I watch Twitch videos when there's like a
tournament.
Tournament. So they have 2 people there commentating on it.
Yeah,
and then they have the gamers. When I sent you that Metroid stream, where it had the 4 people racing, but they had somebody there to explain what was going on outside because oftentimes when you see these people playing and they talk, but you can see that they're kind of distracted, so you're kind of listening and you're trying to watch. But when you have people just watching, and where you have 2 separate people doing it, it works so much better. Those are the videos I like to watch on Twitch. I can barely watch videos where people are playing and they have music in the background and kind of. It looks so funny to me because they kind of just stare like zombies at the screen.
So you're saying that you wouldn't want to come over on the 11th or 12th, whatever, hang out with me and play a game online through Twitch, GGWP Twitch stream?
Oh, we could do that. I'm down for that, and I'll sit there and explain. All right, this is Taylor. He's going, oh, Taylor, no, oh, Taylor, I'll be the commentator. That'll be kind of fun. But no, I'm just saying, my favorite game, my favorite Twitch. What I'm basically saying, I'm hoping they can still do this, is where they have you and your friends are playing Killer Instinct, and they can set it up so they have you playing Killer Instinct, and they can show you playing Killer Instinct, where they have the ability to somebody inside to be able to still play by play you playing Killer Instinct.
Well, you can do that. You can have somebody else. You can have it's within you. It's how many people are in your party, whatever. If you have like me and you here playing games, and we play single player at a time, you can sit here and talk shit or talk whatever while I play, and vice versa. But I'm not sure how they're gonna react to what you say. You can do certain things, you say certain things, but you have to, I think, still abide by certain rules. As far as you can't be like, oh fuck you, asshole piece of shit, or yeah, you fucking suck, or whatever derogatory names you want to call somebody. It has to be with all reason, So if you want, you can commentate, you can make fun, but that's it.
Yeah, but I will applaud Twitch because we've talked about this before. Since we talked about this before, G4 is gone. The gamer channel, which was literally like called the gamer channel, was wiped off the planet. Twitch is basically trying to fill that void. I mean, they're doing a decent job. I mean,
Twitch and YouTube, yeah,
Twitch and YouTube are doing very decent jobs at filling the void that was there for all gamers. I hope they bring back a channel where it's just G4-esque for gamers and people that not just for gamers. It's like the GGWP channel where it's like they're talking about Magic the Gathering cards and how they play Magic, and tomorrow they'll be talking about fucking Pokemon. I mean, I don't like Pokemon, but it would be awesome if there was a channel where they did that. You know?
On Twitch or on YouTube, or we have our channels on YouTube. Like that's our channel.
But I'm saying just get them all in one place.
you want a community, YouTube community full of gamers.
Because there's so many. So one thing I hate about the internet in general is there's so many different communities. If I want to talk about Smash, I got to go to Smash boards. If I want to talk about Call of Duty, I got to go over here. And at some point, you're separating yourself where you're trying to watch these 8 different boards that trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Whereas like there's Game Facts, where it's like it takes all those different, and they're almost, I mean, they're separate places, but they're the same, one login, the same place, so that you can kind of come together and you can go from there. I hate having like 18 different accounts. I hate having my Twitch account to do this. I have my Pokemon account to do this. My Magic the Gathering account. I want them all in one place where I can kind of like just go through them, and so we have a together-ish community. Because even though we're separate communities, we're all gamers, we're all geeks, and we're all fans of this culture.
Yeah,
I'd rather just be in one place than in 8 different places. It's just my dream of like the future, where there's this channel where people turn on television and turn the Twitch TV channel, and it's just like that. That would be awesome. I don't know.
Kickstarted.
Yeah, Kickstarted. Yeah, no. Because to me that'd be awesome. Because sometimes I get into stuff by accident. I'll be watching like the channel, and like, oh, I've never even heard of this. This is awesome, and then now I'm a fan of something I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
But because I'm outside of that community, I would have never known it existed. No one would have ever came up to me outside of, hey, have you ever heard of this? Like, nah, what is that? You know, that kind of thing. Okay. And on that rant,
on that note, I think we'll end this week's broadcast.
We've been gone
about an hour and a half.
We tangent the hell out of this motherfucker.
It's okay, no problem. That's what we do here. We're very broad. We talk about everything. Anything you want to promote or provide or anything to our listeners? I know you're very secretive. I know I can't say much about what you do, when you do, how you do it. So what's up?
So I've told you this before. I go ahead and say it. I'm planning a Kickstarter, but I moved back my Kickstarter date for 6 months. I've been looking at so many Kickstarter. Man, I've been researching out the ass. So Kickstarter is a heaven sent and a devil at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm just going down my research. I will be starting a Kickstarter in about 6 months' time from now, and hoping to have it launched. By my original date was going to be June 9th. Now it's going to be like either September or October. But I'm just doing my due diligence. I'm sorry. I'm looking at what's something
burping.
In your air, man.
Burps everywhere.
This oxygen is just fucked up in here now. I just been doing so much research, and that where I was excited at first, now I'm just pissed scared.
Well, it's adventure. You want to put your stuff out there, and
I'm really like putting myself out there, and I'm not scared if the Kickstarter fails. If it fails, it fails. It's gonna happen, but I don't know. So the Kickstarter, I'm doing some not serious shit, but it could have serious backlash to me and people around me.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, so how do I do this? Because I'm not bringing my family in on this, right? Because it's not something they would be interested in. At the same time, I'm putting myself out there as a public figure, and once my name gets out there, everyone around me who's attached or quote unquote guilty by association.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. I'm just doing all the paperwork. I've talked to so many different people who failed Kickstarter, who've had successful Kickstarters. They've all given me great advice. Even if you just Google what I did wrong with my Kickstarter or failed Kickstarter or succeeding Kickstarter, so much information out there. It's very interesting. I was looking at a Kickstarter today. I was interested if it was because he's kind of doing what I was doing, but he asked for $15K.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm going to go long. I could talk to you about like an hour. All the research I've done. He's asking for $15K. He's only $6K in. I don't think he's going to make it. And it's a sad story because his Kickstarter, I'll just go ahead and throw his name out there. But by the time it's out there, it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
It's Cosplay Boom, a web series. Because I want to do a web series. He asked for $15K. He got $6K. And his is for the entire cosplay community. And it's almost sad that either the cosplay community didn't want to donate enough, or he just had really bad marketing, or didn't update enough. I mean, there's so many mistakes you can make, so I'm trying to learn for like what did he do and what didn't he do, which got him to that point of failure. There's been successful Kickstarters where they just went viral by accident. Specifically in this case would be Anita Sarkeesian, that you ever watched the video games and tropes video.
Yeah.
Because she got such a backlash for her campaign, she asked for $6K and managed to make over $150,000 because the people respected her enough, and her thing went viral by accident because somebody saw it and hated it, and they posted it, and then the hate turned to love. So it's just interesting. Yeah, I'll stop there.
Okay.
It's just
So look forward in 6 months next year.
I'm excited adventure next year. I'm just loading my guns. I'm like seriously methodical about this shit right now. I've divided up into 5 phases. I'm on phase 1 for like the next 2 months. It's all research.
Okay.
Research planning. Phase 2 is gonna be fun.
All right. Well, website. I know you put up a video recently through your Project GS YouTube page. You also put in your Twitter account there. The Twitter you never use, you said, but you put your put your Twitter.
They must be attached because I don't even have my Twitter
really?
login.
Oh, okay.
What is it? Me dancing around?
It was you being a Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so bored.
You uploaded it yesterday. Let's just hit like 16 hours
So
ago.
you can check my. What is my YouTube account? Is it
your channel?
Actually, it used to be so.
I think it was the Project GS.
Yeah. So yeah, it used to be the Project GS or YouTube.com/the Project GS. But recently, YouTube has done this thing where they actually created a sub account for me. So now
really?
I was like pissed, nervous. I logged into my account and no video was there. I was like, what the fuck happened? But then I clicked on switch account and now there's 2 accounts. Like,
yeah.
What the hell? So they created 2 accounts for me. So now there's the Project GS and there's me, Dre. So yeah,
gotcha.
It's a video of me just dancing around, having fun.
As Jabberwocky.
Me living my dream as a Jabberwocky.
Yes. Like always, you can find me the webpage, triosgeeks.com. I put the THG and triosgeeks.com, so you go either one. You can go to treehousegeeks.com. You can see all my stuff there.
Taylor puts in work. You need a new website design. I like your work. I hate your website design.
Why?
I just don't like that website design. I don't know. I will even go. That's going to be your birthday present. When's your birthday? You would think I would know your birthday, huh?
You would think so.
Nah, you don't know my birthday, so it doesn't matter.
All right, we call it. I don't know what the point of that was. No, my website was bought by somebody else, so I feel like they paid for the theme. They come up with the theme for me.
Yeah, I don't like the theme. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, Star doesn't like the theme. You can check it out and see if you like the theme or not. There's links to my email, my Twitter account, Twitter, Xbox, Instagram. It's all the same thing. It's all Demonol, DEMONOL. Pretty standard everywhere, just so you can get things going. On that note, I guess we will end the show.
See ya. Holla back. Peace.